Hey, what's up? I'm Chris McKee, and I have been an award-winning music agent for almost 20 years, and I have produced concerts across North America for some of the biggest names in the music industry. Some of the artists that I have produced concerts for include Rihanna, Norah Jones, the Black Eyed Peas, The Roots, 50 Cent, Matt Good, The Tea Party, Akon, Wyclef Jean, Busta Rhymes, and hundreds more. I've also been a teacher at Trevis Institute for the Arts for the past 7 years, which is a music and film college in Toronto, and I've taught courses on music marketing, artist management, tour management, and a whole bunch of other things. One of the things I've did in the past year is I wrote my first book. The book is tentatively entitled Life on the Road with the Wu-Tang Clan. It's about my many years on the road with various artists from the Wu-Tang Clan. I've produced concert tours for everyone from Ghostface, Method Man, Jizza, Raekwon, Inspectah Deck, and a bunch of other guys affiliated with it. So I'm looking to generate some interest from literary agents and publishers to help me get this book published in 2018. So what I wanted to do is share a few stories and a few excerpts from the book.
Shaolin shadowboxing and the Wu-Tang sword style. If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous.
The first excerpt from my book is about being in Quebec City with Ghostface Killah. We had a show up there on a Sunday night, and the previous night we were in Peterborough, Ontario. It's about an 8-hour drive in the winter to Quebec City, and we were supposed to leave at about 11 a.m. Anyways, Ghostface comes downstairs at about 2:45 p.m. like he did on most days on tour, and we were really late getting to the next city, so we ended up getting to town well after the show was supposed to start, so we had to kind of go right to the venue on stage. So Ghostface hadn't eaten yet, and he was starving. So there was a guy who was friends with the club owner or the promoter that owned a really nice restaurant in town, like a 5-star restaurant. This guy was a chef, and he kept insisting that we come to his restaurant after the show, and he would cook for us. And I said to the guy, I'm like, look, do yourself a favor. Do not offer these guys this. You will end up regretting it. I promise you. I'll find them food somewhere else. Do not offer this. You're going to regret it. So he insisted. I ended up introducing him to Ghostface tour manager, and Ghostface, they made the agreement to go there after the show. And this is an excerpt from my book titled Life on the Road with the Wu-Tang Clan by Chris McKee as to what happened at the restaurant.
Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
The restaurant was absolutely gorgeous. It had a grand piano on an elevated stage, and it was decorated with some stunning pieces of art. It was the type of place you take your girlfriend to if you were planning to propose to her. He put some music on and let us eat and drink whatever we wanted to. He took Ghostface, Killah Priest, and Doolittle into the kitchen with him and was teaching them some cooking techniques that only a real chef would know. The guy who owned the restaurant was pretty cool. He was obviously very wealthy, educated, and charismatic. You don't get to own a restaurant that nice in one of the more prestigious neighborhoods in all of Canada if you don't have something going on with your life. I told him I was thankful for his hospitality and took a few moments to chat with him. He pulled out an expensive bottle of tequila, and we did a shot together as a sign of mutual respect. He then headed back into the kitchen to continue his cooking lesson with Ghostface and the rest of the crew. A few minutes later, I heard a commotion of some sorts going on in the kitchen. Ghostface was throwing around some pots and pans and was yelling about something. With the music playing, it was difficult to make out exactly what was going on, so I went to look for myself. Apparently, Ghostface didn't like being told how to cook his steak. The guy was a renowned chef in Quebec and was politely trying to teach Ghostface how to properly cook a very high-quality cut of meat for his steak. Ghostface kept flipping the meat over every minute or two and was searing the meat with a spatula. The chef was trying to explain to Ghostface that this was a very expensive cut of meat and that you simply need to let it cook at a low temperature to allow the juices to flow through it. Anybody who has ever watched a cooking show on the Food Network would understand what the chef was trying to explain. Apparently, Ghostface doesn't watch the Food Network. Because the guy was trying to teach him how to cook, Ghostface completely lost his mind. He began yelling at the guy and berating him. Ghostface yelled, "Stop telling me how to cook my steak." He was about to hit the guy with a frying pan when some of the other guys stepped in and stopped any altercation from happening. Ghostface then walked out of the kitchen into the restaurant and told everybody that we were leaving. So that's just one excerpt from my book, tentatively entitled Life on the Road with the Wu-Tang Clan. If you're a literary agent or a publisher, please reach out to me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Mr. McKee. That's MrMCKEE. Otherwise, stay tuned to my YouTube channel. I'll be releasing a few more chapters via YouTube over the next couple weeks. Thanks for listening, and remember, cash rules everything around me. Grab it like seafood.